Hey, I'm outside of Petrungrung, and I just finished. It's maybe like 7, maybe 7 o'clock, and I am incredibly tired. Yesterday was a really intense day. I had the private with Han, which is going to Nakmoy Nation, so filmed that for like an hour and then went straight into training. But I would normally be at WKO first and then come over, and then we went from here over to Tak Muay Thai, which I've been doing every other day. On days I don't have karate, I go over to Tak's and do some extra clinching. When I left Omi Kun Gym, I kind of had to fill some gaps, right? Because Pinu only does pad work once a day, so I like pad work twice a day. So I had to find someone to hold pads for me, and then I was clinching with those kids as well, so I had to find more clinching. So basically, to make up for Omi Kun, I'm now going to two more gyms. But it's actually not more work than I would normally be doing that day. It's just emotionally difficult, I guess, like more trying to have all of these different things going on. So even though the private with Pawn was just incredible, it was so good, and then when I go over to Tox, he's very tricky, so he basically just kicks your ass for an hour, and it's kind of funny if you can have a good attitude about it, but it's really, really good work, and it's something that I wouldn't be able to do even a year ago, I think, just in terms of like my mental growth and being able to keep it together when things are like really, really difficult. But so today I was incredibly tired. I got up and ran, and then I was just like, I don't think that I can handle morning training, so I took the morning off. I let Pinu know, and I've been doing this for long enough that I know that when you take the morning off, it doesn't actually make you feel better in the afternoon. So I wasn't thinking like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be really well rested. When I slept in, I absolutely, it was so glorious. I definitely needed it. It just doesn't make you feel really good in the afternoon. And then on top of that, I didn't really eat all day because I was sleeping. So I went to WKO, and Pi Mutt was holding for me, and he's really difficult and in a really, really good way. But I've been kind of sucking with him lately, and it's partially that there's like tension at that gym that's not him. But it's one of those things where like I should be able to, like, I can see that I have this shit attitude and I want to be able to adjust it because I don't want to be like that. And I also don't want to be blaming like external things because, you know, even if you do have something going on external to you that's making you that way, it's not an excuse. You know, nobody's like, wow, you managed to be in a good mood when the sun is shining and everything's going great. Like, no, they're like, oh wow, you know, have a good attitude for someone who just got stepped on and lost a fight or whatever. So I need to clean up my act there a little bit. I feel badly because Pi Mutt is really generous with me, and he's really cool, and he's giving me a lot of really good work. I'm just not holding it together the way that I need to, that I owe to him, actually, because he's such a good trainer. So tomorrow I'm going to try to be much better about that. I came here to Petrungrung and was still exhausted and still had a really hard time, and Pinu waited until the very end of everything to hold pads for me, so I was very, very tired. And then I just had to do all of my bag work and stuff at the end of it, which is why it's late for me tonight. I would be at the other gym right now, so it's not actually a late night. That's all my babbling for the moment. I was working on some of the things that Pon taught me yesterday, which was really fun. I was clinching with a group, but in the group was this kid who's much smaller than me, but he's like, oh my god, he's crazy. He like flies through the air and like he like launches himself. He's really cool. But because he's not strong enough, just because he's so much smaller, I was able to practice putting myself in the position that Pon taught me yesterday to throw these elbows. Because Kevin and I were talking about it yesterday, and he's like, are you ever in that position in clinching that you could throw that? And I'm like, no, I'm not, but I just need to practice getting into that position, because there's no reason why I throw my left arm around the way that I do, other than that I've just kept doing it. So I just need to keep putting myself in the position that Pon taught me yesterday so that I can throw that elbow. So that's pretty promising, learning something yesterday and putting it into effect today. So as crap as my attitude was today, and I'm a little bit embarrassed about that, I think that there are many, many good things about today that I need to remember and focus on in order to not drag it out. It's about recovery, you know. It's not about never being in a bad mood. It's about recovery. And, you know, good to have the pressure in order to be able to work on those things. You know, if you're tough, you're not tough for no reason. You're tough because you've been in that situation before. So I've now been in this situation and know how to be better in it. So I'll talk to you guys soon. I'm so like sore right up in here. I got elbowed in my last fight and it didn't open. Tell that to Ajahn P. But it's a little bit bruised, and I've just been getting like punched in the face. So all of this is really, really sore. And when I threw this kid down today, he like threw a knee at my face and he conked me right on the spot that's really sore, and it again didn't open. But I'm like, I feel like a Neanderthal or something. I've got like all of this bruising up here. So I got that going for me, which is nice.